Welcome, everybody, to
Welcome.
the Midnight Matinee.
We're here.
Today we're going to discuss our recent trip to the movies, where we went and saw 2025's Wolfman.
Wolfman.
Yep.
From Blumhouse.
Yeah. It was
Uh-oh, Bob's ready for his thoughts.
It was I don't know. This is a weird movie to review because it was well acted. It had good actors in it.
Had good cinematography.
It had really good cinematography. The story was really good. The editing was really good. The camera work was really good. The director of photography did excellent.
The plot was well paced.
Yeah, but I did not like it. And I don't know why I didn't like it. There's nothing that I can point to and be like, that's why I didn't like it. There was just something about it that I just didn't.
He called it mediocre when we left the movie theater.
Yeah.
That was the best way to...
It was just like...
Meh.
Yeah.
I saw someone else called it meh, and that's
how I felt. Like, it was fine. You know, there's nothing I could point to and say, like, that's why I didn't like it. It was just, I don't know why I didn't like it. There's no reason that I shouldn't have liked it because it's in our wheelhouse. It was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was well acted. The story was really good. It kept me, in entertained and in on the whole. Like, I was focused in on it the whole time. I didn't find myself getting bored.
Didn't fall asleep this time.
No. And at the end, I was just like, well,
that's it.
That's over. I don't know why. This is an odd movie that I would have no ambition to ever watch it again. But I thought
it has good bones too. It was written and directed by Leigh Whannel?
Leigh Whannel, yeah.
Of The Conjuring and all that.
Right. So it has a good director. It has a good actors. Every actor in it that I like.
Yeah, that Julia Garner from Ozarks, though. Yeah. Every time I see her on screen with that tight little curly hair, all I think about is Ruthie from Ozarks.
Yeah, right.
And she was just so good at that thing. I just disliked her.
Right.
I liked her, but I disliked her.
She's really good in this.
And I think even the special effects and everything like that.
Yeah. There was some cringy moments in it. There's some gross out horror in it. There's
what do they call it? Body horror.
Body horror. Yeah. So it has all that, and it should. For a movie, in this realm, it should have that kind of stuff in it. But I think in my opinion, it was almost sad. Yeah.
The whole thing was just kind of sad.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts out with a boy and his dad who is some kind of survivalist in Oregon, and he's teaching him to hunt and track and fish and all that and keep him safe. But he was definitely one of those militant survivalists who... Us Generation Xers, you were spare the rod, spoil the child,
Yeah.
Like, he came to fear his father, and so then when it comes to his own child in this movie, he is kind of the opposite, that whole gentle parenting thing.
Yeah.
And, he didn't, at one point he did have a little bit of his father in him, and he snapped at his daughter, and, it's like, is that just lurking below the surface? Is there some kind of metaphor for, the cycle of abuse?
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, and then his dad goes missing, and he's missing for almost a year, I think they said.
Yeah.
And then he was finally declared dead. So they go up to the cabin to
clear out his remains.
Clear out his stuff and kind of get it ready for sale, I guess. And that's when the hijinks from this movie ensue. Yeah,
it was nonstop. I mean, you didn't, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe there was a little backstory. Sometimes there's too much backstory. Why are we watching this? But some of it was just like, you didn't have time to really, I think, fall in love with the characters or like the characters anyway.
That's a good.
They were very, even themselves, like I can't think of what the wife's name was. Charlotte, yeah. She just seemed cold and distant,
right.
And they even kind of make a point of saying that she's not very good with her own child, and unlike him.
Right, he's a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah. They're living in Manhattan,
Right.
You definitely don't need survivalist those kind of survivalist skills there.
Right.
Different set of
Not
survival.
building a fire in Manhattan. Right.
No.
So, yeah, I don't. Like I say, I just don't know what to point to say this is bad, because it has all the bones. It has everything there. The story was really good. It's based on the 1941, I think it was, the original Wolfman.
Yeah.
So it's based on that one. It had a big budget. It was $25 million, you said?
Yeah, $25 million. Only did like 10 in its opening weekend. I guess it opened last weekend, so we'll see how it goes. It was just kind of a. I thought it was going to be maybe a slow burn, but it wasn't a slow burn. It was just, and there were some good jump scares in it. I mean, it caught me a couple times where I, cried out a little bit. Oh, I'm the jumpy type.
Yeah, there was like I say, there was a couple scenes of where I don't want to say like tension, where the monster's trying to get in the house or whatever.
Well, it kind of lends to your imagination, your.
Yeah, but you spend a lot of time with the wolf man in this. Whereas in other movies of this genre, the guy is like out in the woods and you see everything from the family's perspective. But in the original Wolfman, you were along with, Lawrence Talbot through the whole transformation and everything. And in this, it's kind of, he's there, but you're not really like attached to him, and it had good special effects and stuff, like his view, like how he sees the world once he's turning into the Wolfman is really cool. I mean, for that,
the part with the spider made me laugh.
Yeah, where he hears noise.
Let's just say his hearing is amplified and his vision is amplified, and we get to see for a brief moment from his the Wolfman's perspective, I guess is a good way to say it. But there's three wolf persons in this movie, and you kind of see them all in different stages of they're wolfing out, and it's kind of it is what it is. Well, we even waited a couple days. We saw it on Sunday night. This is now Wednesday. I thought maybe kind of sink in at what we saw, but literally we just went home and we were just like, we didn't even discuss it very much in the car. That's how
that's how non-memorable it was. We just kind of, it was over. Usually when there's a movie like this too, the lights come on and everybody's still kind of sitting in their seats, and people are like, some people get out their phone and stuff, but this, as soon as the lights came on, everybody just got up and left.
Departed. You can now depart.
Yeah, we hung out for like maybe 3/4 of the credits, and then I was like, well, I don't see them making a sequel to this, so I don't think there's going to be.
We're always looking for the Marvel ending.
Where they give the post-credit scene.
Post-credit where they give you a hint of what's coming up, but I don't think. Now this is from Universal too, because they're going to be launching, their new area, about the whole. What is it, Epic Universe or something like that, where they're going to have the classic monster.
The Dark Universe.
Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Classic monster area, which we've always been big fans of. I mean, we've watched through a lot of the the originals, the Wolfman and Dracula, like all the original ones with Lon Chaney and Boris Karloff and
the Lon Chaney Wolfman. I think was more personable.
Oh yeah, because that was the one where he went back. He back to his brother died or something.
Yeah. He's more of the slick back hair and the dog nose, and he's kind of whereas in this, the wolf is gross. His teeth are falling out, he's got patchy hair, his forehead's all bulbous, and it's just it maybe that's what it is. Maybe it wasn't Wolfman enough. It was more just weird looking, like more of like a, I don't even know, almost like a zombie kind of looking thing.
Yeah.
Like he didn't look like a Wolfman, He didn't have... But
he was also in transition the whole time.
Yeah.
So.
But his dad had been, spoiler alert. the other wolf in this has been transformed for a long time, and he didn't look much more wolfy than.
Well, what did they call it? They called it some kind of infectious disease that these people get. Then it's called what? The face of the wolf, I think is what the disease is called.
The Native Americans in the area called it that.
Yeah. And it happened so fast. You're just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really what do you call it, frenetic pace, where you're just like one thing, and then
you can't even stop to catch your breath. And and there was a lot of like panting and.
Yeah, that's a thing in movies nowadays. You always see the characters are always panting in the background of anything, especially like in the Spider-Man movies. You ever see that? They're always like the school bell rings and they're all they're out of breath.
I did find it funny though that Charlotte, the wife, I mean, she knew how to do the ham radio. She knew how to change the car battery out. She knew how to handle firearms, which is ironic. It's because the dad in the movie was completely who was trained by a survivalist, and he had none of those skills.
Oh yeah.
Like it all went out the window.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like a New Yorker.
Yeah, how does a New Yorker...
She gets a car battery and goes out and jumpstart the truck and all this other stuff, and he's just
without even looking up a YouTube video or anything like that. Like, I would be like, okay, how do you change a car battery?
Right, jumpstart a truck with another battery.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy, like some of the stuff in it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was just like, how come she can do all that stuff?
Because she's the bestest ever.
She's the bestest ever. I just gotta know, are those curls real or not? Because that's some
she has them in every movie, so it has to be.
And I'm wearing flannel because she wore flannel in the movie.
Yeah.
Flannel's the new black, new orange. Anyway, So anything else we want to say, or do you want to go ahead and do the rating system? What we thought of it?
Yeah.
We decided I think it was a graveyard
The graveyard grind.
Yeah. Which is... Here we go. I can read it because I have it. It is a slow creeping death. There's some potential, but it's buried under the weight of missed opportunities.
There you go.
And that pretty much...
That's the one thing that I would say about this movie.
There's just something missing.
Yeah. I think, now that I've said it out loud, my brain has caught up. And I think that if the Wolfman had looked more like a Wolfman, I think it would have gotten a lot better marks. It would have been better. Instead of just looking like a diseased, patchy-haired weirdo through the whole thing, I think if he had actually had like a dog nose and some slick back hair, and had like the little, the feet, how the Wolfman had like the feet that went the wrong way, Like if he started doing that stuff, then I think I would appreciate it a lot more. Instead
because it didn't fit into your traditional...
He didn't look like a Wolfman. He looked like some dude that was sick.
Kind of a zombie. You're right, though. It's kind of like he was rotting away or whatnot. Rotting from the inside.
Right. It just didn't... It didn't look like a wolf. It didn't look like a didn't have any canine type of presenting. Even the advanced stage Wolfman didn't still look like a dude.
Yeah.
Look like a diseased man. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. It just needed more Wolfman in the Wolfman.
Wolfman. Didn't need more action because it was action.
No, it was
action packed and it kept you on the edge of your seat. I just walked out of there like,
Yeah. Yep, that's how I felt too. Like, nope, that's over. Now we'll go out into the frigid Arctic of St. Louis, where it was a whopping 3 degrees outside.
Yeah, it was cold.
So we went out into the cold to watch this movie for you guys, so you should appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it gets the old graveyard grind. Nothing too exciting. I felt bad because Nosferatu came out, and it was a banger. And then right after that, Wolfman, you're like, ooh.
We're getting like a slew.
Yeah, and then, no.
Now, they had a preview of the Monkey, which is a remake of the Stephen King movie.
Right, and that looked really good.
Yeah, it looked like it was funny at the same time, but it looked like it was... So, we'll see if that comes out pretty soon. There's supposed to be a bunch of them coming out. I was looking at some of the posters out there, and we'll see what comes about, but... So, that's our review. That's our review of The Wolfman. Probably don't go see it unless you can catch it on streaming. Yeah, maybe streaming. Wait for it to come out on demand or something like that. I mean, it's just. And I wouldn't go out of my way to see it because it wasn't that good. Sorry, Universal.
I feel bad because it's a movie that I should like because I'm a big fan of the Lon Chaney and the old Universal monsters. I'm a huge fan of the old Universal monsters, and this is not. It's not there. Mm-mm. I think they said the tomato meter had 50%.
Around 50%.
Yeah, so that's about right.
Maybe it's one of those ones you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I guess time will tell. It's fairly new. We'll see what the masses say.
Yeah. So, there it is. Graveyard Grind. We'll catch you guys next time.
You've been watching the Midnight Matinee, brought to you by the Veritas Project. So when the clock strikes 12, grab your tickets for the next episode of the Midnight Matinee.